A very good morning to all of you. 8th D. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. Good. Okay. Now I hope that we are meeting for the first time for the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So let me introduce myself to you because I'm teaching you for the first time, children. You people are coming from 7D. So I am Richa Tiwari and I'll be taking your physics and your EVS as well. Okay. So since this is scheduled class of EVS, I hope, yes, in your timetable, but I'll be starting with physics. Okay. Because this is the first class, you could not have the classes. So that is why I'll be starting with physics. So I expect you all to sit with your physics book. First thing. Second thing, you should have a rough register or a rough notebook with you whenever you sit for the class, not only for today, but whenever you sit for the class, you should have rough register, and along with that, you should have a pen or a pencil with you so that you can make a note of whatever is not there in the book. Then, another important thing is, as soon as you join for the classes, make sure that your speakers are off, because unknowingly you put your speakers on sometimes and it creates disturbance, and then my voice is not able to reach the other students. So please make sure as soon as you join, the first thing you do is you put your speakers off and you put it on only and only when required. Fine, children. So we are going to start with lesson number 11, that is force and pressure. Lesson number 11, force and pressure, page number 136, 136. Ready, children? Class 8D. Shall I start? Are you ready with your books?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
good. Fine. So, children, when we talk about force, you must have come across this word force many of the times. Yes, that put more force, apply less force. These type of sentences we have come across many of the time. So, can you relate or can you suggest that what do you actually understand by force? Anyone? Anything that comes to your mind related to force, or you have heard of any kind of force in your class 7th?
The pressure applied to an object is called force.
The
The pressure applied to an object is called force.
Okay, who is it? May I know? Please tell your name.
Ma'am, Sankalp Kapoor.
Sankalp. Okay, good try, Sankalp. Anyone else who wants to try telling what is force? Okay. Now, Sankalp, very good for you tried. Very good. Now, all of you just listen carefully. See, when we talk about certain terms, children, unaware of the meaning of the terms, many of the time we use them in same respect. Like here, the chapter's name is force and pressure. So definitely there should be some difference between force and pressure. That is why the person who has written the book has given two separate names in the same chapter, force and pressure. So many of the times the same thing happens. We are not aware of the correct meaning of the term and we use them at the same places. Fine. So here, since we are science students, we need to know the difference between the two terms. As you just said, Sankalp, that it is the pressure applied to an object. So in common terms, it is okay. It can be like accepted. But when we talk in science terms, it is not correct. Okay, so that is why I said that you gave it a try. It is very good, but you need to understand the actual term. Now, force, when we say force, we are trying to tell about a push or a pull. It is an external factor that brings about a change in the body or in the position of the body. Now, you must have seen That those transparent doors on which there is a caption written push or pull. Have you ever seen that? Generally, you see it in the supermarkets, in the
Yes,
hospitals.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So push or pull is written. Now with that only just try to relate push. Either you push the door or you pull the door and it opens. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it opens. So what do you do when push is written? What is the difference? When push is written, what do? You move the door away from yourself, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And when pull is written, you pull it or you bring it towards yourself. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So pulling means you are bringing it towards yourself. It's not only the door, anything where you are pulling it, you're bringing it towards yourself, and where pushing, when you're pushing, that means you're moving it away from yourself. So we can say that force is a push or a pull that brings about a change in the position of an object. Now here I took the example of a door. Why? Because it is easy, as you've seen push and pull written on the transparent doors. Yes, so that is why I took that example. But you can take any example, n number of examples are there in our routine daily life where we use this phenomena push or pull. When you're sitting, sometimes supposing you have kept all your books and out of those 3-4 books which are kept on the table, you need any one. You just pull it towards yourself and you open it and you start reading it. Yes, then you don't want it, you push it a little aside because you don't need it right now. So the same way, there are so many examples where you push and you pull and you bring about a change in the position of that object. Now here children, when like you've come to class 8th, you need to understand one more thing, that when I say body, bring about a change in the position of a body. Body doesn't only mean that we are talking about a plant body or an animal body or a human body. When we say body, when I say body, you must understand that ma'am is talking about any object. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I hope
Yes, ma'am.
yes, everyone can say a yes so that I understand and I proceed. So this much is clear to you that push force is a push or it is a pull. Okay. Now, let's take few examples from the book itself. On page number 136 itself, you see that first picture. What is the boy doing?
I'm kicking the ball.
Kicking. So
Kicking a
pushing or
ball.
pulling?
I'm pushing.
Sure?
Ma'am, it is none. Ma'am, it's
No,
not.
you can see some dot-like structure, some dash-like structure, which actually represent in a painting, which represent that some force is being applied and it is in motion. Yes, along the ball, can you see some dash-like structures which represent that the ball is in motion? So of course, when the boy is, that means the boy is kicking. Whoever gave the answer was correct. The boy is pushing the ball. Kicking, when you kick, it is actually pushing. What about the second case?
Pulling.
I'm
Who is
pulling.
pulling what?
Horse is
Horse
pulling.
the cart.
Horse is pulling the cart.
Very good. Horse is pulling the cart. Now in the third case, you see that the object is stationary. You cannot see, because see, the child is not doing anything, sitting quiet, and the book is lying on the table. So no push, no
Pull.
pull. Yes. Then the third case, of course, again here you cannot say whether it is a push or a pull because the person is holding the book. So you cannot say it is a push or it is a pull. Then E,
Push.
Push.
how can you say push? Because you do not pull the button out of the television, of course. Mama is going to beat you a lot. Yes, so it is only push. Yes. Now F,
Pull.
pull, because you can see that a little bit of the door is open. So of course the person is pulling and trying to open it. Then what about G?
Pull.
Yes, both the teams, the members of the team from from either side, they are trying to pull the rope. So correct. Then what about H? It is clear?
Push.
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 So I hope the concept of push and pull is at least clear to 8th D.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good. Okay. So next we talk about the other thing, the other important topic, which is not mentioned as a topic, but you need to understand. The second paragraph basically deals with the interaction. Now, children, just try to understand that whenever we have to apply force on any object, it can be any object. You can take your pencil, it can be your pencil box, it can be a remote of the television, AC, it can be your book, it can be your pencil box, anything, any object that you take. If you have to bring about a change in the position of its like the present position, if you have to bring about a change, you have to see that there has to be an interaction. Now this word interaction means that there has to be some contact. Now just if you just keep trying from a distance, and you just supposing the TV remote is kept on the table, and from a distance you just keep moving your finger, you keep moving your hand, and you try for 1 hour, but do you think that you will be able to move it if you don't touch it?
No, ma'am.
No. So there has to be an interaction between the object and the person who is trying to bring about the change in the position of the object. Yes, so there, that touch, that interaction is very, very important for the force to show its effect. I hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now the same way, like supposing that like right now we are interacting, how we are interacting, how we are able to talk, how we are able to learn. What is the way with which we are able to interact with each other? What is it? Come on, how we are able to interact right now? कैसे हम लोग एक दूसरे से इंटरेक्ट कर पा रहे, बात कर पा रहे हैं, कैसे? How?
Internet. With internet.
Yes, because of the internet and because of Skype, we are able to interact to each other. So there should be some contact. There should be some relation with because of which the result is possible. The same way here, when we are talking about the force and its application, we need to understand that there has to be some interaction. So two things we have learned. We have learned about what is force, what is push and pull. We have learned about the definition of the force. Yes, force is a push or a pull that brings about a change in the position of the object. For now, we have learned this, and we have also learned about interaction. Any problem till here, anyone? Please quickly tell me.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Next, we move on to the other topic, and that is this is Shruti Sinha. Shruti, next time your mic is open, I'm going to kick you out of the call because this is something very important for you to understand that when I speak, it should be audible to everyone. Your mic should not be on unnecessarily. Only and only when the question is asked, please put your mic on. Yes. Now, so next we talk about the other important topic, that is unit of force. Now I expect children that in your class 7th you must have understood that what is the importance of unit. Unit shows that how you are going to measure anything, whether it is weight or it is pressure or it is distance or it is time. Like in your class 7th in your physics, you've studied this motion and time. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there, yes. So that there also you needed some unit. Yes. The same way for anything. Like supposing you calculate, the question is given, you calculate, and you've taken out the answer. And supposing you've written 8. Now 8 what? You just write 8, and you won't get marks. 8 what? 8 minutes, 8 hours, 8 kg, 8 centimeter. Yes, 8 what? So that is why it is important in physics, wherever you calculate a value, There you have to write that what value it is, what you are calculating. So same way here, when supposing you solve any problem related to force, you calculate the answer, you have to write the answer, you have to write the value, the number along with the unit. And what is the unit? The unit of force is Newton. And you need to understand one more thing, very important here. There are few information just in one line, that it is named after a scientist, famous scientist, Isaac Newton. First thing. Second thing is, if you don't want to write Newton every time, like supposing it is 8 Newton, 19 Newton, whatever. So if you don't want to write Newton, what you'll do, you'll just indicate it with a capital N. Okay, you'll indicate it with capital N. So if you write 8 and then capital N, it is sufficient. I hope it is clear, children. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Yes. So unit always has to be written along with the answer. Do not leave it like that. Unit has to be written. It has to be mentioned. And then if not the full spelling, then you write capital N. So 3 information from this line is, first thing, unit has to be written. Second thing is, the Newton is the unit of the force. Third thing is, if you do not write the full spelling of Newton, you write only N, that is capital N. And then another important thing from the point of view of objective question, which can be asked, is the name of the scientist after whom this is given. So what is the name of the scientist?
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yes, Sir Isaac Newton. All of you say Sir Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Sir Isaac
Sir
Newton. Yes, so I hope this much is clear to you.
Isaac Newton.
Yes, so this much is clear to you. No problem till here. Children, I keep waiting for your yes or no. Please be quick.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next we move on to the other important topic, which is net effect of 2 or more forces that act on a body. Again, now when it is saying body, again we are not talking about human animal body. We are talking about an object. In physics, when we say body, that means we are talking about an object. Now, I expect all of you to pay attention, because here it is something which is very easy if you apply your logic, if you apply your brain, and something very difficult if you do not listen carefully. So I'm telling you in advance that when I discuss all the 3 cases, you have to be a little alert, and it is very easy for you to understand. Fine. Now children, here we are going to talk about that how, like, when the forces are acting. Supposing one force is acting, so it is obviously, you know what is going to be the result. But when we say that supposing 2 or more forces are acting, then what will be the result? Then what will be the consequence? What will be the effect of that force? We are going to understand, we are going to learn about that. So we have divided this into 3 cases, or in 3 ways. And you have to study in all the 3 ways that what is going to be the net result, or what is going to be the effect. Fine. So like first case, it is something very easy. You've seen, like there are 2 girls and they both are trying to pull, or they are trying to push. What can you see? They are pushing or they are pulling?
Pushing.
They are pushing. Yes. So the same way, we will take example from the class itself, and you will be able to understand all the 3 cases. Just listen carefully. Since I don't know you, so I'll just have to find out the names. So okay. Okay. Anant Rastogi is there. Okay. And Arth Sonkar. Okay. I've taken names of 2 children, and these 2 names only we'll be using throughout. So I've taken Arth Sonkar and Anant Rastogi. You are well aware of these 2 children of your class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now Anant Rastogi is applying a force of 10 Newton. Now you understand that 10 Newton means we are talking about 10 Newton force. Okay. So Anant Rastogi is going to apply 10 Newton force, and Arth Sonkar is going to apply 5 Newton force. Now, is there a difference or the forces are same?
Difference. Ma'am,
There is
there
a-
is difference.
There is a difference. Very good.
Ma'am, there is
So,
a difference.
there is a difference. Now, just try to understand very carefully. Now, supposing Anant is pushing and the object is the same. We have taken a table. Now, Anant is trying to push a table with a force of 10 Newton. And Arth is applying and also trying to push the table with a force of 5 Newton. Now, they both are pushing the table in the same direction. In the same direction. So, there's a table. Again, I repeat, Anant is applying force of 10 Newton. Arth is applying force of 5 Newton. And they both are trying to pull the table in the same direction. What do you think? What will happen? What do you think will happen?
The table will move to the Anand side.
Yes. If supposing they are standing to the left of the table will move towards the right direction because they both are pushing it. Yes or no? Quickly tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Say yes only when you understand. If you don't understand, please interrupt. Are you actually understanding why the table will be pushed in the right direction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And here only now just try to understand that both the forces, since both the forces are applied in the same direction, they both will get added up. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Because they both are working in the same direction. So their forces, that is 10 Newton and 5 Newton, it will be added up. And the motion you will see, the motion of the table you will see in the opposite direction. Yes, to which they were standing. So like supposing they were standing to the right of the table, you will see that the table moves towards the left. Is this much clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now children, in the second case, again we take the same children and the same object. So now in the second case, now we see that Earth is standing on one side of the table and this child Anant is standing on the other side of the table. Yes. And they both are applying the force. They both are applying the force in the opposite directions. Now just try to understand what should happen. What will happen? Apply your brain and try to understand what should happen. Anant was applying 10 Newton force. Earth is applying 5 Newton force. And they both are trying to now push the table from the opposite direction. तो क्या होगा? किधर की तरफ शिफ्ट हो जाएगी टेबल?
To the earth side.
Yes, it will shift towards Earth side because the force that Earth is applying is little less than the force that is applied by Anant. That is a bigger force. Yes? Acha, just tell me one thing. Sometimes what happens? You start fighting. Dhakka dhakka wala. Yes? And you push each other. Yes? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, कौन किसको गिरा देता है?
Ma'am, the stronger one to the weaker one.
हाँ, तो stronger one का मतलब क्या है? Stronger one क्यों stronger है? Why? Because the stronger one is putting more
Force.
Fourth.
force. और जिसने less force लगाया है, वो क्या हो जाएगा? गिर जाएगा. And which direction? जिस direction उसने उसको धक्का दिया है. Are you now understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
you have seen this actually. Sometimes children start fighting and you have actually seen this happening. So the same thing is here. कि दोनों लोगों ने धक्का लगाया, but जिसने ज़्यादा force लगाया, उसके opposite side table क्या हो जाएगी? Push हो जाएगी, shift हो जाएगी. Is it now clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And if we calculate the force, it will be the subtraction of both the forces. So 10 minus 5. The resultant force will be 5 Newton. Resultant force will be 5 Newton and the direction will be opposite to the direction from where the bigger force is applied. So second case is also clear. Now we talk about the third case. Now third case, children, here the value for you to understand the third. Now here Anand is applying 10 Newton and Earth is also applying 10 Newton. And both are trying to push the table from the opposite side. Now just think what will happen. दोनों लोग अब यहाँ पे फिर वही बात दोनों लोग धक्का दे रहे हैं और दोनों लोग बराबर फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. So what is going to happen?
Ma'am, the
table
table
will
Ma'am,
remain
the
on
object
the
will
same
not move.
position.
Yes, the object will remain like that. It is not going to move. And if we talk about the person, those who are fighting, वो बस fight ही करते रहेंगे, उसका कोई result नहीं आएगा because both are having same force. Yes, so we see that there is no movement in the object, no movement of the table. So that is what is shown in these three examples, children. Again, just listen carefully, where in the book, page number 137, where you see case 1, case 2 and case 3, you can see 2 arrows and 1 box. Now that box is actually indicating the object. It can be a table, it can be a chair, it can be a bed, anything which can be taken as an object. And anyone's trying to say something? You want to say something? Who is it? Tanvi, you want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Then just take care that your speaker is off. It's on and everybody's listening what you say. Then here only the arrows. Now you can see light blue arrow and dark blue arrow. Can you see some change in the size of the arrow, children? Is there any difference? Yes. The one is bigger and the other one is smaller. So the size of the arrow indicates the force. 15 is more, so the arrow is bigger, and 10 is less, of course, so the arrow is a little smaller. So in 3 cases, the same thing is discussed what I have just told you. Now we have come to the end of today's class. Maybe it is a possibility that some of you do not understand, but it will be only and only when you do not revise it. So I'll just suggest you that once you finish with all the classes of today, which are scheduled in the timetable, please sit with your book and just go through these 3 cases once more. Because later when I begin with the class, the second class, I'll be first asking you and then I'll begin with it, the later topics. Okay, so just go through it properly. If in case you find any problem, please feel free to post your problem on WhatsApp group. I'll be solving it in the next class before moving ahead to the next topic. Yes? Are you getting my point, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please do that so that the purpose of today's class is solved. So till we meet again, take care of yourselves, children. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.